Jason Hoyt with Big Voices Media at the 4th Annual Tax Day Tea Party here in Orlando, Florida. Honored to be joined by Governor Rick Scott, who just came off the stage. Governor, thank you so much for being with us.
Well, that was fun. What a great group of people. I don't know how many thousands of people are out there, but gosh, the Tea Party's doing really well. They're continuing to focus on lower taxes, less government, more freedom, follow the darn Constitution. I mean, that's what we all learned in civics class in 9th grade. And but it was a great crowd.
And, you know, the media, of course, is going to report that there's only dozens of people out there, but we know the truth here. You know, a lot of folks say that it's not the government's job to produce jobs, but the government can create an environment where jobs can flourish, and jobs is on everybody's mind here in Florida. What have you done? Quick summary, and what are some of the numbers that we're hearing?
Well, you know, here's what people think about. They think about your family. What do you want? You want to make sure your child can get an education, make sure you can get a job, and you don't want government to be doing things to raise the cost of living. So on education, we got rid of teacher tenure, so now our principals can keep the best teachers. We started merit pay. We put $1 billion more into K-12 education this year. On jobs, the way you think about it is if we want more jobs, who's going to do it? Businesses. So if we create an environment where more businesses flourish here better than any place else, guess what's going to happen? We'll have more jobs. So it's taxes, it's permitting process, it's regulations, litigation. So with regard to taxes, we've cut out the business tax for almost 2/3 of companies paying the business tax when I came into office. We're eliminated hundreds of regulations. We found about 1,100 that we're going to eliminate right now. So with regard to permitting, we made it easier to get state permits. I have great state agency heads. They're out there saying, look, I'm going to help businesses succeed, not try to harass them. And then litigation, as an example of that, is we had great auto accident fraud reform this year that should drive down auto insurance rates, or at least stop them from going up.
Well, you know, we appreciate all the efforts, and the Tea Party is very active, as you can tell. They're making their voices heard. I'm sure they've been calling your office quite often, especially at the end of this last legislative session. You know, what are some of the things that we can be working on now for the election, and especially next year, next legislative session?
Well, what I tell, make sure everybody's registered to vote. Make sure you vet these candidates. Make sure that you ask them, why do they believe the way that they believe? Then help the candidates you believe in. You know, put out yard signs, show up to their rallies, get people out to vote on the election days. And then once they're in the office, hold them accountable, because you know what, you talk to them. You talk to them and they said, hey, I believe in lower taxes. I believe in less litigation. Are they doing it? And then hold them accountable, because it's easier to hold them accountable if you're active in their campaign. But get active so the Tea Party can have the same influence in 2012 that they had in 2010 if the Tea Party just continues the process of staying active.
And you know, part of the Tea Party mission really has been to break the old paradigm of R versus D, Republican versus Democrat. And now we're standing outside the situation and holding Republicans accountable, and Democrats, and our biggest, truest form of victory is in the primary. So what are some of the vetting things that we could do to vet candidates?
Well, the big thing is, you know, where are they on taxes? What if they're in office? Have they voted for tax increases, fee increases, things like that? And if they have, why have they done it? If they haven't, have they voted for getting rid of regulation, or have they increased regulation? Look at the laws that they've voted for and sponsored, and ask them about it. If they haven't run, look at their background. Why would I believe that you're a conservative? What gives me comfort that you're really going to reduce taxes or reduce regulation and really follow the Constitution, pay down debt, whether it's at the state level or at the federal level? You know, in our case, Florida had increased its state debt $1 billion a year for 20 years. Last year was the first year we paid it down. We paid it down over $500 million. So my goal is to constantly continue to pay down the state debt. So look at their background. Is historically, have they done that with their own lives?
Well, we appreciate you being here at the 4th Annual Tax Day Tea Party in Orlando, Florida. Jason Hoyt and Governor Rick Scott, Big Voices Media.